you're going to come in here and there's going to be a certain expectation. There's going to be a certain perception. And the only way to beat that is you've got to hold yourself to a higher standard. And then I think you've got to be very disciplined as an organization, as a company, to make sure no decision is ever made through nepotism. Mm-hmm. I had an experience with this, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for sharing this, but I'll just share it anyways because I think it's kind of pertinent. A few years ago, my project management office director came to me and said, "Hey, we got an application for a Jeff Tenney. Do you know a Jeff Tenney?" I said, "Well, I've got a brother named Jeff Tenney." But he didn't tell me he was going to be applying for a job. Like, he hasn't talked to me about wanting to do this. So let me see the resume. Texted my brother and he's like, "Oh yeah, I applied, but I didn't want to bring it up through you," right? So he was trying to do it the right way. He didn't want there to be nepotism around it, right? And Mike, my director, says, "So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to hire him?" I said, "Is he the best candidate?" And he said, "No, he's the number 2 candidate. We've got somebody else who's better." I'm like, "Well, then you got to hire the best candidate, right? That sucks, and I'd love to see my brother make it, but we hired the other guy." And I think in those little examples, you kind of set the standard and the expectation for the business, right? And so I spent some time with my brother, coached him up, and hey, where could you have interviewed better? What experience could you get? And he's doing some stuff on his own to get ready. He came back, interviewed a second time. Unfortunately, barely didn't make it again the second time, right? But he's done a really good job of like understanding, like, hey, we can't have nepotism in the company. That would kill the culture. And also, hey, if you do come in, I'm going to expect more from you, and I'm going to be harder on you, and I'm going to expect the leader to be harder on you than anybody else in the company.